Well, after a foggy start to the day, the sun has finally come out for at least a little bit. Filtered sunshine, right? But we'll take what we can get here on this chillier start to your Wednesday. Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Keep in mind, while the big weather story relies on the opening day forecast as well as the weekend setup, we can't forget about how today's going to play out and the chance for a little bit of rain tonight as well. So I'll show you what that looks like here in just a second. As per usual, if you have any questions about this forecast, I'm more than happy to get right into it. So let's get right into it, shall we? All right, so why have we been seeing such ups and downs in the chance for rain over the next few days? Well, it's because we are Cincinnati and much of the Ohio Valley in between these two very different air masses, right? One warm that keeps the south warm and one cold that keeps the north cold. We're kind of caught in the crosshairs, and the difference between Cleveland right now, 35, and Louisville, mid-50s, yeah, we're kind of right in the middle of that as well. So we've seen some pulses of energy kind of ride that wave, so to speak, and bring us a couple of chances for rain. Let's take a look here at sweeping radar. Nothing to report really. We woke up to a lot of fog this morning. Doesn't really seem to be an impact anymore. Zooming out and showing you the composite. Yeah, we got some clouds coming into the area, but again, most of this is completely dry. We're going to be watching for, notice how it kind of goes from north to south, or I should say from northwest to southeast. Yeah, we're going to be watching for some of these little tiny opportunities for some showers, just kind of riding that wave, so to speak. Not a huge weather maker, and no huge weather makers, plural too, that we're tracking within the next couple of days. Again, this is mainly just going to be giving us enough rain to say it happened. So I'll track that here in just a second. Again, that's going to be for tonight, that's going to be for tomorrow, and for Friday as well. But look at this. Down on the ground now, 49 degrees here at 12:02 in the Queen City, but deep blue skies, right? Those clear skies allowed for that fog to really settle in, but it also allowed a lot of sun to warm us up and dissipate the fog as well. But you see on the horizon there, the clouds. I just showed you what that was and what that looked like on our satellite image. Okay, so for the rest of the day today, yeah, we expect mid-50s, pretty seasonable, maybe a hair below seasonable, just because we've got some building clouds coming in from the west. Maybe a little bit of rain coming in with those clouds, but generally, most of us are going to be dry today. And tomorrow, opening day, we're still watching for plenty of dry time, but there is a non-zero chance for rain. No, again, like I said a minute or two ago, no huge signals of rain, nothing that's going to, I don't think anything's going to get washed out per se unless things really change in the model data, which of course it can and it will, but the trend really is our friend right now. So before we get into the timing, let's get into kind of the overview, in which Red's opening day, the parade, it's going to be chilly, but it's going to be dry. And then the game you see here, this hasn't changed a whole lot since the weekend, but upper 50s, clouds kind of limit the opportunity of us getting into the 60s, but there is a chance for showers later and later into the game. All rain, of course, with temperatures in the 50s. No huge signals of anything that will wash us out, but at the same time, I don't really make those decisions, do I? Okay, kind of going off of that, I'm going to pull up two of our different models to show you the comparison between the two, because it's drastic. Some of these model runs are saying, hey, I mean, the one on the left side, the one that's, yeah, right here, there we go. The one that's right here, it's saying, hey, there's a lot of rain on the way and it's going to impact the game. But the other one on the right side, which is the one that has been very consistent, which of course consistency is key when forecasting. The one on the right is suggesting, hey, clouds, but pretty dry. We're not going to see this rain until later on in the evening. So it really is just one of those days that you'll want to have that first alert weather app right there at the palm of your hand, because you'll have an entire team of meteorologists. Their sole job tomorrow is going to be looking at the radar and letting you guys know what's on the way. So, I mean, that's my job. That's everyone else's job here. So, of course, and we want a dry game too. We'll let you know should anything change. But let's go ahead and show you what our forecast and other models are suggesting in how tomorrow is going to play out. Let's start with tonight though. We do see some building clouds again. This is from the north and the west, and here comes a small little opportunity for rain. You see the speckles of green there? That's what I'm tracking for today. Maybe a sprinkle if you are up towards, I'm going to say Connorsville, Middletown, even Hamilton. But I think if you're here in Cincinnati, Florence, Dry Ridge, just south of the metro, you're looking dry today. But even if you get the rain, it's as if you didn't. Okay, now tomorrow. Notice how I've already brought you to the afternoon. The morning is going to be chilly. Let me back it up. I'm going to bring you back to the morning. Morning, chilly, mid-30s, clear skies, and then we see those clouds build again. So that's that little tiny waves and opportunities of moisture trying to come into the tri-state. But getting the clouds, we stay in the mid-50s. Hopefully there's not a lot of instability for these showers to feed off of. And you kind of see that here, in which by the late afternoon, we could get some signs of some light drizzle going on, but most of the heavier batches of showers are far north of the area. It's not until when the sun gets close to setting or has already set that our forecast is going to pick up. And that's that lifting with this, I mean, you saw it just a second ago, the lifting of the moisture from the south and giving us a little bit of rain overnight into Friday. But I mean, I'm going to show you one more time. That's the rain that we're tracking for tomorrow. Mid-30s tomorrow morning, clear. Here's the afternoon, mid-50s, cloudy. Maybe a little bit of rain for the northern metro area up towards Middletown and Hamilton. You're more than likely going to get this rain around this time. I mean, look how light it is. It's not a whole lot of rain that we're tracking here. It's not until later on in the evening that we're able to see some additional showers kind of push north from the south into areas such as Owenton, Dry Ridge, Falmouth, Florence, even Lawrenceburg, and even here in Cincinnati. So that's why the end of the game we're kind of saying, hey, there's a growing chance of showers towards the evening. But most of the heavier stuff, the first round kind of sticks north, the second kind of sticks south. It's not to say we're going to stay completely dry there, of course. And then there's another batch for the Friday morning commute, as if that wasn't enough rain. We're tracking some additional rain chances there into your Friday. So that's kind of just scratching the surface on that opening day forecast. Let's see if we have any questions rolling on in. Seth tuning in. How am I doing on a Wednesday? I'm doing really well, Seth. Thank you. Cindy saying hello, hello. Hi, Cindy. And then John, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well, John. I appreciate you all tuning in on 19 at noon. The time now is 12:08. And we talk so much about how opening day, we're watching opening day very, very carefully, but we're also going to be watching the weekend pretty carefully as well. I'm sure you've seen it all over your social media feed, in that there is a pretty wide area that the Storm Prediction Center is watching for what could end up being severe storms. Keep in mind, today is Wednesday, Sunday is day 5. That's a long time for the weather to change. But of course, we're seeing the ingredients all coming together, in which you could very well see us issue a first alert weather day with a forecast like this, because there's going to be heat, there's going to be moisture, and there's going to be some instability to kind of light off these storms, right? And so we're going to be watching pretty carefully for Sunday evening for your spring storm setup, which means everything's on the table. We're talking hail, gusty winds, downpours, lightning, and even tornadoes. And that's what we say this far out, right? That's just what we say. Everything is possible, because it really is. We're so far out from Sunday that right now on Wednesday, it's just not possible, or it's not responsible of us to sit here and say, oh my gosh, Sunday evening is going to be terrible. But like the Storm Prediction Center, we do agree that Sunday evening does bear watching, and we will be doing so pretty carefully. So a slight risk on this far out for that wide of an area. I mean, all the way down there towards Louisiana, eastern Texas, Houston area, all the way north, almost to Sandusky. I've never seen it that big before, this far out. I've never seen it that wide, but nevertheless, the Storm Prediction Center is watching and saying, hey, storms are likely on Sunday. We're going to refine this over the next few days. That way we can give people their heads up. Okay, so zooming on into the metro area, of course, this includes everyone here in the tri-state area. That includes areas such as Indianapolis, Louisville, Lexington, Athens, Columbus. Yeah, I mean, that's all I could be here all day listing off some of these cities because there's just a lot that we're going to be watching over the next few days. That's not my way of saying, oh my gosh, this is going to be bad. It's just saying, hey, there's a lot of people that could be affected by these storms in some way or shape or form, and a slight risk, which is 15%, to put that in perspective too. We want to give that transparency where it is due. So I'm going to show you what this looks like on one of our long-range models. And of course, because it's long range, we're going to zoom out because it's a little bit more broad. So Saturday could very well get its first batch of showers lifting from the south. Not every long-range model has it looking like this. That's why we're kind of seeing Sunday as a bit more concerning, and you'll see why here in a second. So there's the chance for rain Saturday evening, and then we start a bit dry for Sunday. I've already brought you to the afternoon on Sunday. This is 8 p.m. Notice that mean the yellows, you got the oranges. That's when the storms are starting to pop up ahead of that cold front, and then we'll push through the area later on. So this very well, I mean, this model is suggesting that this will be a mainly late evening event, which I know a lot of people have a lot of storm anxiety about storms rolling through when it's dark outside. Have that First Alert weather app at the ready because you get push notifications right to your phone as to if you're under a warning, even if you have lightning happening close to you. I mean, it will be very specific, and it's a great tool for you to have. And you can customize it too. If you decide that we're talking too much and you don't want to hear from us as much, you can adjust that however you please. So yeah, that's what we know about Sunday. It's that it's going to be our next bigger weather maker that is going to set up and change the weather pattern for next week. Remember how I usually come up here and I'm like, I'm not really seeing too much of a temperature drop after the chance for rain, so really not too impactful. Well, this one has a pretty decent temperature drop behind it. So let's talk about that 7-day forecast, shall we? So notice the difference. I'm going to show you the whole thing. We go from the 70s to the 50s on Monday. So 70 Sunday, shower storms, winds kick up, they roll through. There go the temperatures. Monday morning, likely the temperatures really early in the morning going to be the warmest throughout the day because that cold front kicks on through. Okay, so now that you know that Sunday is a day that we need to watch, I'm going to break each day down for you, shall we? I mean, I have the time. Might as well, right? Okay, so today, maybe a sprinkle, but increasing clouds, mid-50s, not too much going on in the wind department either, so today's pretty pleasant. Now tomorrow, opening day, it starts off chilly in the mid-30s, dare I say blanket weather for the parade, and then you'll shed the blanket because we're hitting close to 60 degrees here in the Queen City. An afternoon chance of some rain there. We're gonna watch that pretty carefully. And then we get into Friday, a greater chance for some showers. I showed you that. It comes in during that morning commute. It also is going to be breezy from the southwest. So look at the temperature difference between Thursday and Friday. Upper 50s to middle 70s. Saturday, mostly cloudy and breezy. A chance for some rain in the evening too ahead of Sunday, which is our better chance for those showers. Some storms which could be severe. They just bear watching with temperatures in the low 70s. And then, yeah, things start next work week, a little breezy, a little wet, a little cool, and it certainly shows with the return of those chilly mornings as well. Mid-30s. I'm okay. I'm good. Okay, we don't have any other questions rolling on in, so I won't waste any more time getting on here. I got to get to the model data and more on that as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hop off of here. I appreciate you all tuning in this afternoon. We'll be watching, crunching the numbers, and letting you know every step of the way how tomorrow is going to play out. And then, of course, we're keeping a watchful eye on Sunday too. But for now, signing off here at Fox 19 Now. Have a great rest of your day.